don't know, man. Why wouldn't I expand my mind? It's the only power I got. All right. What is up, beautiful people? I hope everybody is feeling good. So today I wanted to give a quick book review. I didn't want to do too much, but there's a particular book that I just read recently that I do feel like you guys have to go check out, okay? It's like literally the epitome of finding a life of value, a life of worth, a life of fulfillment, and learning how to get to that point, okay? So me personally, I am a fulfillment activist. Everything that I do is in regards to what makes me feel good, what's gonna fulfill me. The only thing that scares me in life is living a mediocre life, a life that doesn't thrive me, a life that doesn't allow me to feel aspirational and motivated to go out and do big things and like narrows down my dreams. That is my biggest fear. So I've learned how to manifest things that I want in my life, and I've done that through a lot of different ways, but the main thing that I've narrowed in on was the law of attraction, okay? I know there's a lot of different diverse feelings and thoughts about the law of attraction, but I believe it's because a lot of people just don't understand it, okay? But if you take the time to really understand the laws of the universe, okay? We were created by something bigger than ourselves, okay? Whatever you want to call that thing, right? If you can understand the laws, the rules of the universe, you literally can manipulate your life for whatever it is that you want it to be. Everything that I want, guys, I get, and I'm so faithful, and I stand strong in that because I've learned how to manifest these things into my life. Now, the reason why I like this book so much is because it literally reiterated the notion that I just explained to you guys, and it broke it down in such a beautiful way that I felt like if you are a person who, yes, you understand the law of attraction, or you heard about it and you really are not too sure what it's about, or you just kind of closed-minded on it, but you kind of want to understand why people are so in tune with it, this is the book to check out, okay? It's called The Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And the way that they go into this book is through a conversational style with Abraham, which is pretty much what you'll call our divine intelligence. So when Esther goes into these deep meditation stages and states, and she's able to connect with that inner being, she has these conversations, and that's pretty much what this book entails. So it's a pretty spiritual book. You got to be, connected. But I believe that if you are watching this, you probably are someone who is connected to the divine. And when you are open to being connected to the divine and being in alignment, you will understand exactly what this book is talking about. But just a couple of points to pin out so you guys could see if you want to check it out or not. I'm just going to give some quick bullet points, and if you feel like it touches you in some kind of way, I definitely recommend you just go ahead and buy the book, because you always know we all have different perceptions of things, and as you actually dive into the book, as you actually dive into the words of the author, you can form your own perceptions and perspectives and be able to put that out into the world in a beautiful way. And that's the reason why we read around here. So let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to point out is exactly what the law of attraction is. The law of attraction is you are what you think about. Whatever you think about, whatever goes into your thought is what you manifest into the world. Let's put it into practice. Let's say that you wanted a blue Jeep, okay? And you see this Jeep and it's like, man, that's it. Like, that's the one, right? All of a sudden, you start seeing these Jeeps everywhere. That is the law of attraction at work. Wherever you're focused on is what comes into your experience. You're inviting that thought into your experience. And it works for good and it works for bad. You have to make sure that you understand that, because the way the law of attraction works is it's always at work. It's a universal law, just like gravity. If something goes up, it's going to fall down. And that's the way the law of attraction works. So whether or not you think you are aware of the negative thoughts that you're having, or if you're aware of the positive thoughts that you're having, those are the things that are manifesting into your life. So that's the reason why I always say be very careful about the things that you choose to consume, because those are the things that you're allowing in your life. Me, for example, I hate having negative conversations. If I'm around people who are being negative, it literally makes me uncomfortable, because I know that me putting that into my ears, into my energy, is inviting that experience into my life. Now I'm starting to see little things that they done talked about. I don't want that. And that's what the law of attraction is. Now, the good thing about it is, when you know that, you can start to have fun with the law of attraction, right? Another point that I didn't know about until I read the book was something called the emotional guidance system. So that opened my perspective to putting emotion behind exactly what it is that I'm thinking about. So that's kind of how you activate the law of attraction, right? So you have to put emotion behind what it is that you want. So now to think about the law of attraction, because it is always at work, you have to learn whether you're thinking about something that's right for you or it's not good for you. And so in the book, they describe this notion called the emotional guidance system, right? Now, we all have an emotional guidance system. It's just about connecting with it, right? Our inner being, right? So using your emotions to tell you whether or not what you're thinking about is something that you want or something you do not want, okay? So if in your mind, let's just say, for example, you're having somebody gives you a phone call, right? And the person that gives you a phone call, you have a not so good feeling inside of you, right? That emotional guidance system is telling you this is not what you want to do, answering that phone. So that tells you, if you have the dilemma, should I answer this phone or not? Create the experience that you want in your life, and if answering that phone is going to be a negative experience, which you now know because you listen to your emotional guidance system, you're not going to answer that phone. So guess what? You probably avoided a negative conversation that will have impacted and put energy into your whole world that you may not have needed otherwise, right? So listen to your gut first and foremost. But they explain that really well in this book, the emotional guidance system, how to connect with it, and really just focusing. But it's pretty simple. Just focus. Like when you have a decision to be made, like when you have goals, or whenever you just moving along in your world, and there's a decision or something triggers your emotion. Is it a good emotion or is it not? And if it's a good emotion, fall through with it, because that is you now allowing the law of attraction to come into your life and do something positive with it. We're going to touch back on allowing in just a minute. Now let's go into another phase that they talk about in this book. So now that you know about law of attraction, and now that you know about the emotional guidance system, then they go in and talk about deliberate creation. Deliberate creation was actually one of my favorite parts reading in this book, because it kind of just opened my mind to say, like I could literally, like this is literally manifestation. Like, because I know the law of attraction is always at work, and because I know that I could distinguish what's good and what's not good for me through my emotions, I can be very deliberate about the life that I want to choose to live, right? Think about it. So if I wake up in the morning and I say, this is how I want my world to be, right? Then I'm deliberately creating these experiences, because I know as long as I think about it and put good emotion behind it, this thing is going to transpire into my life, right? The simplest way that you could describe deliberate creation is it's living on purpose. So many of us kind of live life by default, right? And not really understanding and accepting the fact that they are the creator and the inventor of their life and the experiences that are happening in their life. And that's the reason why so many of us don't get and live the lives that we want. And that, my friends, is not being fulfilled. So if you want to have a fulfilled, joyous, happy life, and really tap into who you truly are and letting that being exert itself out into the world, you have to identify what it is that you want, and be deliberate about creating that lifestyle. Because my friends, if you're deliberate about creating that lifestyle, it will come to pass. It's a law. It's a natural law. So it's a very interesting point, and I feel like a lot more of us need to get into being deliberate about what it is that we want with our lives, and not just waking up and just kind of allowing things to just happen out of our control, and then, you know, being sensitive about it as if we don't have any control over it when we do. That brings us to our next point, the art of allowing in this book. The art of allowing in this book was also an interesting point. It kind of puts it out there. I can let you do you, and I could be me, and I don't care. Like, you accept things for what they are because you know that things are happening for you and not against you, because you are deliberate with what you're creating. And it was so powerful. It also opens up the doors for allowing other people to be themselves, right? The way the art of allowing works, and the way you gotta really do it, is like seeing people and treating people and speaking to people for what they want to be, right? So if someone has never rapped before comes and say, I want to be a rapper, and you've never heard them rap before, or even if you heard them rap and they were trash, what you have to do is treat them like they want to be a rapper. Speak to them, see them for what it is that they want to be. That is the art of allowing. And then you have to do the same for yourself, right? So if you tell yourself, I want to be a rapper. All right, I know I've never, you know what I'm saying, rap before, but I'm now allowing this experience to come into my life. So now I'm going to think about it and put emotions behind it, right? Now I'm going to be deliberate about it, right? So now I'm going to allow myself to live into these experiences, right? I'm going to allow myself to believe that I am an artist. And what happens is now I start to live in it. I start to demand that type of attention from myself. I start to believe that and see things and feel things and start imagining things and start dressing like I am that thing and start reading things and start touching things. And I'm just allowing everything that has to do with being a rapper come into my experience, and all of a sudden I'm a rapper. That's how it works. That's literally how it works. And you have to put it out there like that. You have to allow yourself to be and do and receive the things that you want to be, do, and receive. So that is such a powerful point in this book. So practicing the art of allowing, being an allower, is a person who has mastered deliberate creation. The last thing that I want to talk about is segment intending. Boy, and I've been practicing segment intending, right? So I've been practicing that since I've been reading this book. The way segment intending works is, so it comes with practice, but I've gotten to a point where it's like I'm being intentional about each segment of my day. So as I wake up and I lay there in the bed, right, I'm going to be intentional about this segment of my morning. Whether I read, whether I journal, whether I eat, whether I watch videos. What do I want to happen and transpire out of this segment of my day? I want to be motivated, and I want to be filled and fueled up so I could go out in the world and be prepared to conquer my day. That is my intention in this segment of my day. And then I'm going to working out. What is my intention? I'm going to live. I'm going to get a PR up. You know, I'm on my way there. Certain songs are going to play, or I'm going to be attracted to something that inspires me throughout the car ride, that's going to uplift me and give me that energy. Like, this is segment intending. So what happens is every segment of my day, I'm being intentional, and so my mind is literally open to allowing these things to happen because I'm deliberate about the experience that I want to have, because I know that the law of attraction is always at work. And when I put emotions, good emotions behind all of that, that's the way, and that's how I get everything that I want. Every moment in your day, just at first you'll forget, but as time goes on and you continue to practice, you'll start finding that it becomes easier and easier. And then now you're in a position where you're always being intentional about the experiences that you want to have. And guess what? They happen. And then what I also like about the notion of segment intending is because now you're not leaving room for other people to influence what you got going on in your world, right? So if you're being intentional about each segment of your life, right, each segment of your day, you you are mastering what experiences you want to have. So now you're not allowing other people to come in and have certain conversations and like steer you different ways because you know what it is that you're looking for. Segment intending was a major thing. It really helped me just be completely aware throughout my day about what it is that I want and what it is that I don't want. And so if there's people or conversations, or if I do get that phone call, if it's not making me feel good, I don't really mess with it because I know it's not in alignment with what my intentions were for this segment, right? So that's my takeaway on it. I loved it. I really did like this book. It was a very, very good book. And like, I'm just touching the surfaces, guys. I really want you guys to go out and take a look at this book. Either get it on audio or read it or find some type of, like, I don't know, but it's definitely a go-to. It's definitely something that I recommend reading. The Law of Attraction is very much real. And I mean, I can't force it down anybody's throat, but it's something that has allowed me to learn how to create my experiences, guys. Like, everything that I have around me, all these things that I get in my life, like, I'm blessed beyond belief in God's perfect way. And I have no complaints. I'm so grateful, and I'm more and more grateful every day because I know at this point what my intentions are, and I see the universe creating these experiences for me because I'm being deliberate about it and I'm putting great emotion behind it. And so I'm stepping foot out there. Every time I step foot out there, I'm doing it in alignment with what it is that I really want and that I'm setting my intentions to. And so then I begin to have whatever it is that I want in my life. You know, so that's what it is, guys. Like, if you want something, say it out loud. Feel it. Feel the emotion of it. Really visualize yourself in that lifespan and that lifestyle of having it. You know, I visualize myself in these things that I want, me doing it. I visualize it. I make it real in my mind, because if it's real in my mind, you could touch it in your hand. You could literally put it out there in the world. Things just start happening. You start get introduced to different people that could do different things for you, that have different type of platforms for you to excel in. Like, it's crazy how these things work if you just put your mind to it. But one thing I need you guys to understand is, if it's a negative thought or a positive thought, the law of attraction works. So be careful about what it is that you're wanting to consume and the things that you're putting out there to the world. Be very intentional about what you want and live your best life. It's KG. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, The Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Go ahead and check this one out, and I will catch you guys in the next review. One love.